morning, you guys. I should actually say afternoon because I've been out and about couponing. It's like one of my favorite things to do. I love a good deal, but for me, I'm like household items like laundry detergent, paper towels, dishwasher detergent. That stuff is boring. So I try to coupon on all the boring things because my money should not be spent on boring things. But we're gonna have to unload the truck in a minute and I'll share with you everything I got. But I have so much stuff to catch you guys up on, and also bids are coming out. Well, actually bids are out. I just haven't looked. I thought we should look at bids together, and I am nervous. Won't even lie to you because I changed the way that I do my bids. I got hair in my mouth. I changed the way that I do my bids, and now I feel like I got spit down the side. I need to get my life together, but I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna work in my favor or bite me in the buns. So I'm really, really nervous to look. That's kind of why I've been prolonging this. But before we look at bids, I wanna go run out to the garden because I actually normally try to get out in the garden like early in the morning, except it was actually cold this morning. I'm excited about like fashion wise, not that you can tell. I actually wanted to wear my new little loafers. I got these from Walmart. They're so cute with a little Sherpa inside. The only thing is they run a little bit small, so I have to take them back so I can go one size up. So I got a size 7, which is my normal size, but I need a size 8. But I thought this would be really cute. Yeah, you know you gotta go in your house, little Pkwy bear. I know she's going right for those stairs, aren't you? Sure enough, there she goes. So we actually got these stairs to help with Todd because his joints haven't been that great and he's not making it up on the couch all the time. But the funny thing is that she got this right away. Lucy got it right away, which is funny that Lucy gets it because she's like our 45-pound pit bull. And Bandit started using it. Bronson doesn't need it. He's our 80-pound pit bull, so he just jumps right on up. But then Smokey's our little prima donna. She is our princess dog. She'll put her like first 2 and then you gotta nudge her up and then she'll finish walking. But she's like that anyways. If she can con you into carrying her, you're gonna end up carrying her. That's just who she is. But the one dog that doesn't use it is Todd. And I'm like, Todd, come on, this was for you. Anyways, we got the new stairs for them, and then we also got a new water bowl for them. I don't know if we're gonna set that up together today, or maybe I'll show it to you next time, but I'm like super excited to get like this fancy schmancy water bowl. Like my dog should have nice things, like nicer than I, like that's how I feel anyways. But I just let Pkwy Bear out so she can go potty real quick before we go to the garden, because she's the one I gotta keep an eye on. The rest of them do really well. But this one, yeah, I know, we're a year in and you still sometimes have accidents. Sometimes, but she's getting pretty good. But anyways, let's get her up and let's go head to the garden. I picked these yesterday. So these are tomatillos right here. I have so many that just aren't ready yet, but these are all the tomatoes. I try to have them like ripen somewhat outside, but most of it inside, otherwise the bugs will get to it. Then I just have some chive and green onion there. Boots was out here just a second ago, so I don't know if he's somewhere in the backyard or nearby. He wasn't here for breakfast, funny enough, which normally he's like clockwork on the meals, but then I told you guys I recently found out that he's conning the whole neighborhood into feeding him. And I did think he was getting a little chunky, but I was like, maybe he's just, you know, storing up some fat for the winter like the rest of us. But no, just conning everybody into feeding him. Let's put the little harvest basket there. I don't know if we're gonna need to water today or not. Already came through and pulled out a bunch of the stuff that was like kind of dead or just gross. And then instead of being a good gardener and seed starting and doing all the things for our fall winter garden, I just didn't have time. I just did not have time. And then finally I was like, you know what? And I just did a little chaos gardening. So I mixed a bunch of different seeds up. I have like Chinese daikon. I have different like breakfast radish. I have broccoli, cauliflower. I don't know. I just did a little bit of everything. I tried to do another round of squash, but I don't know if that's gonna work or not because early in the season, I did well with squash until the squash vine borer came around and then it killed all my squash. But this is kind of what the garden's looking like right now. And then I never did fix the greenhouse. I don't know if we're gonna actually fix it or just like get a tarp and just put stuff in here and try to overwinter it. So for lunch today, I've got some Factor meals. So I've got herb gravy, grilled pork chop with Yukon mashed green beans and a sweet corn cake. That one looks good. I think that might be what we're doing. What's this one? Honey butter chicken breast with mashed potatoes, zucchini, and caramelized onion. Grilled pork chop and butternut mash with caramelized onion and roasted Brussels sprouts. Ginger teriyaki salmon with forbidden rice and sesame green beans. I've had this one, love it. And then Japanese style barbecue chicken and cabbage with cauli rice, edamame, and peppers. What am I in the mood for? I think I'm gonna go ahead and do the herb gravy grilled pork chop one. And I also wanna thank Factor for sponsoring today's video. Y'all know Factor and me, we go together. We're like peanut butter and jelly because it just makes my life easy. I don't have to worry about meal planning, grocery shopping, cooking, cleaning, none of it. It's so easy. So when I'm like, I'm just not in the mood to cook, when I'm getting ready for a trip, the last thing I want to do is wonder like, what food am I gonna bring with me? Where am I gonna eat? How expensive is it gonna be? Factor just makes that super easy and simplifies my life. I also love Factor because of the variety. With a rotating menu of over 30 weekly meals that are chef crafted and restaurant quality, I never get bored. And all I've gotta do is take this bad boy right up here, plop it in, and then 2 minutes. And as soon as it's done, I'm gonna have the most flavor-packed meal that keeps me on track with my diet and nutrition goals, and no refined seed oils and no refined sugars. It's just real food. And Factor supports your gut health with fiber-rich meals, and they make portion control super easy. I wish y'all could smell this because it smells insane. Got the mash, got the pork chop, got the gravy, the green beans, and then the corn. What was that? Sweet corn cake. So good. So if you've ever thought about trying Factor, now is the perfect time because when you head to factor75.com or click the link below and use code KatNesbittFB50, you'll get 50% off your first Factor box plus free breakfast for 1 year. And that's code KatNesbittFB50 at factor75.com to get 50% off plus free breakfast for 1 year. All right, let's go sit down and eat and we can chat. And then after we're done, I guess we'll look at bids together. All right, I'm gonna just clear off a spot right there. Let's hit this bad boy on. I don't know if y'all can see it. Right here is one of my avocado trees. I started that from seed. The other one's right over there. I have one outside, but it's not doing well. The ones that are inside are better. I need to bring that mango inside too. It started growing through the pot into the ground though. I noticed that last time I was there. But anyways, in this last video, I told you guys how I was able to pick up a trip and trade into Haneda, which is insane. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go check that out. You can also go see Dublin. But anyways, so that trip will be later on this week. But once we get back from that, also if I get food in my teeth at any point, I apologize. The viewfinder is not big enough that I won't even notice until I'm in editing, but I think I just have like 1 or 2 days off. And then Allie's coming into town, which should be fun. I think they have a wedding. I don't remember exactly whose wedding it is, but it's in San Antonio. And she was like, well, if we're already coming this way anyways, we might as well come and see you guys for a couple of days. Also, I know this is not, this is not ladylike to sit here and eat like this, but we're friends. We're friends and you would never judge me, would you? No, right? Some of y'all are like, but anyways, I'm gonna finish eating and then I guess we're gonna go unload the truck and I'll show y'all everything I got couponing wise and how much it costs, because if you're not couponing for your boring items, you're just wasting money. Couponing's not even hard because everything's like digital nowadays. So like you don't even have to worry about like clipping coupons and doing all that stuff. Like sometimes I'll still look at like the weekly deals and whatever just to know what's going on, but you really don't need to spend a lot of time for it. I just get stuff that we already buy and I don't go out of my way to like buy stuff like that we don't need. I only get stuff that like we need, that we stock up on, that we actually use, and that's how I coupon. Otherwise you're just kind of wasting money just because you can get a good deal, which if that's your thing, you do that. But I just like, I look at the coupons of stuff that I know we're already gonna buy anyways, and I'm not gonna pay full price for boring things. It's just not, I don't have it in me. But since we're also going out to my truck, I'm gonna take this with me and put this out there. So I picked this up at the Texas State Fair and it smells like leather. It's an air freshener. And last year I had like a little cowboy boot, but this year I did something different. Me and my mom are obsessed. It smells so good. So I'm gonna put that in there too. This is my new truck also, for anybody that doesn't know. We actually just washed it the other day. Not that you can tell, but since we live in the country, it just gets real dirty. Also, do you like my cow? My mom and I went to Pinners and I just felt so bad for it because it had a little messed up nose, and I was like, no one's gonna buy it. So then I bought it. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I always give like inanimate objects feelings, especially like stuffed animals or something. Any animal. I'm such a softie. I don't know. Somebody diagnosed what's wrong with me, but I just felt so bad for it. I was like, no one else is gonna take it. It's gonna be all alone. And I just, oh, the guilt. Oh, it smells like a Western store already. It just smells like leather. So this was the damage. We went to Dollar General. I don't know if y'all can see it. Everything, the sun's kind of brutal. If you got 3 Coca-Cola products, 3 Mountain Dews, something for $1, which we just got these little chip bags, which are 2 for $1, and then 1 of the body armor, then you got all of that for $16, or I think it was like 17 with tax, which basically makes all of these a little over $2 for a 12 pack, which right now in the grocery store, this is kind of the cost of a 12 pack. So that's insane. I'm not paying that. You just got to learn to coupon. Like, I love to follow both of these ladies. These are like my favorite couponers, and I watch them on TikTok. But anyways, so we just got that at Dollar General, but CVS, do not be sleeping on CVS. They come with the best coupons. Like, I use CVS for like all of our laundry detergent, all of like our household items. I'm always using CVS. Cosmetics too. Chip and I both did this deal and basically stocked up on soda. So now I've got 12 of these babies I gotta bring in and store in the garage. And here's proof. I just cut off the top because it has the location that we shop at. But with coupons and everything, with tax, came out to $17.32. It's crazy how much this Turk's cap has just blown up. It dies back every year and then just comes back. The hummingbirds love this. It also, besides just the flowers, produces like these little berries. I don't know if I can find one. Here you go. These little berries, you can actually eat them. They don't taste really much like anything. But anyways, I wanted to come check on the fruit trees also because the deer were bucking at my fruit trees. And last year they already managed to kill, I think it was like 2 or 3 of my fruit trees by rubbing their antlers on it. At least I think that's what they're doing. I don't think they're eating it, but they were really getting at the bark of this peach tree and I didn't know what to do. So I went to Lowe's and Home Depot looking for something that I could just like put around the tree to protect it, but they didn't have what I was looking for. So I was just gonna have to order it online. But in the meantime, I was like, I'm just gonna take bubble wrap. and I called my stepdad and was like, would this work? And he's like, yeah, that should work. Cause if they hit it, it'll scare them. So I wanted to see if the bubble wrap's actually working. So I taped off like the base of the fruit trees. I know it looks really ridiculous. Also need to watch out for copperheads because they love hanging out around here. Here you can kind of see part of it, but they were basically like tearing up the bark all the way to the branch. And they did it here and my peach tree has just been doing so lovely. I feel like peach and nectarines do really well in Texas, but I was worried they were gonna kill it like they did my other stuff, but I think that's actually working. I don't see any scrapes or markings. Over here is my nectarine, but they like to nest right there. They love to hang out here. Anyways, I think that actually worked. All right, I put it off long enough. We're gonna check the bids, but look how cute this is. So one of y'all mailed this to my P.O. box and I wish I had the business card. I really do. I wanna shout you out because like you can tell I use this paper so much. It's so lovely. So whoever made this for me, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Let's go ahead and grab this. Come over here. We'll just set up right there. There's that other avocado I was talking about. It was getting a little too toasty, so I threw on a t-shirt. Y'all are crooked. Get yourself together. Hi. Hi, babies. Hi. So sweet. Hello, Lucy. Lucy's still learning no paws on the counters and the tables. Unfortunately, that's one of her favorite, no. That's one of her favorite things to do. Hi, Lucy. Hi, Mama. Oh my God, she's trying to be in my lap. No. Get down. Let's go ahead and pull up the bids. I'll put it over here so it's not in your way. Actually, let me just scoot you back. I can't believe we're live reacting to my bids right now. So how I bid differently, I bid for turns first, then 2 days, then 3 days. And I normally don't ask for any specific days off because I don't really care what days I fly. In fact, I normally prefer to fly weekends because I can get better stuff on the weekends. And also it's just too crowded in DFW. I'd rather spend my weekend somewhere else having fun doing something else, you know? Now, this month I bid different. So we're gonna have to see if it paid off or not. And basically how I bid differently is we're bidding for November. So for starters, there's Thanksgiving. Now there is holiday pay over Thanksgiving, but this time I wanted to see if at my seniority, I could actually hold Thanksgiving off. I bet my entire schedule, every single layer, to see if I could hold Thanksgiving off. So if I can't, that will throw out my entire bid. So that was risk number one. Now risk number two, I also had to bid for 5 days off because Chip has a tattoo convention next month up in Rochester, which also, I don't know if you guys remember, but Chip has a great uncle up there. I believe he's 98 or 99 right now, and we have not been able to get up there to see him. So it was really important that Chip get up there, and there happened to be a tattoo convention, and Oliver knew that Chip wanted to go see his great uncle. So Oliver invited Chip to tag along with them. So he's gonna be working the convention with Elm Street. So not only is that a great business opportunity for Chip, but it's very, very important that he gets out there to see his great uncle. The other thing I did is instead of bidding 2 days before 3 days, I bid 3 days before 2 days, and I wanted very long layovers. I wanted like 24+ hour long layovers because I just thought if I can't get rid of the trip, I want to work something fun, and I love a good long layover. So I don't know, I just switched it up. I don't know why I did that, but I just switched it up, and we're gonna have to just see if it worked out. So that's basically how I switched up my bid. To be honest, I'm not really worried about the trips. I'll make it work regardless. Like I've said, if you can work the trading system, if you stay on top of it, it takes a lot of work, but if you stay on top of it, you can get some good stuff, some better stuff. So the trips I'm not so worried about as much as did I get the days off I want, and did I throw the whole bid out the entire month, ruin it for asking for basically 6 days off, including Thanksgiving. All right, now let's finally do this. Let's take a look at the bid. All right, let's go to award. Oh, you guys. Oh, okay. All right. I can't believe that worked. Y'all, this is a good schedule. So to start us off with, I can see I held 72 hours, which is very nice because sometimes, like especially in the summer, I hold like 82 hours, which the average line for this month was almost 77 hours. So that's good. I held underneath the line average because normally I like to fly between 40 to 60 hours. Now my airline does have something called a hard 40, which basically means that you are required to fly 40 hours in a month. So that is the bare minimum that you can fly. A lot of times in the summer, I'll fly more because there's like good trips, like all like the seasonal stuff is there. But anyways, okay, so I can see I held 2 turns for 3 days, but all of my 3 days have over a 30-hour layover. So that is nice. Now, am I gonna work this entire schedule as it is? No, and like I've said, I do like to use the trip trade system. I like to try to get trips that I can't hold, that I'm too junior to hold. I like to try to trip trade into better stuff and kind of move my schedule around. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of time and a lot of work. I won't even lie to you, but to me, it's just worth it to get the best schedule that I can possibly get. And I've told y'all before, I don't mind flying last minute. A lot of times I don't know I'm gonna fly until maybe a couple hours before because I just pick up trips last minute, which is a benefit of living in base. If you're a commuter, you're not gonna be able to do stuff like that. But at least by bidding a schedule that you know, like worst case scenario, if I have to work this entire schedule, I'm happy with this. I'm happy with this. And more than anything, I'm happy that I got the days off that I needed. So that's nice. So super happy with that. So maybe we're gonna have to try this bid again. But another thing I wanted to talk to you guys about, I don't know if it's gonna work out or not work out, and that is taking a leave come January. Now, I don't even know that they're offering leaves in January. I know my airline has been offering leaves lately. I'm just setting you up with me and Bronson over here. But why I'm thinking about taking a leave in January is because there is a trip that I'm most likely gonna take. So I was talking to my dad about it, and I think my dad, my aunt, my uncle, me, maybe my sister are all gonna go to Japan together. So I've told you guys before that my dad's family, like they lived in Japan for quite a while. Unfortunately, my other 2 aunts already passed, but their nanny that helped raise them, it's her 80th birthday in December. And because of holiday travel, I just knew, I was like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to make it out there. But on top of that, non-revving is gonna be really hard. So we were talking about going out to celebrate her 80th birthday out there, which should be really, really nice. I've met her before and she's so lovely. And they went last year and I wasn't able to go with them, and she was like crying thinking it was gonna be her last time she ever saw all 3 of them. So I think we're gonna try to make a trip. Now we were even talking about going to Osaka or Kyoto. We talked about doing like sumo wrestling or just all sorts of stuff. We've kind of been bouncing different ideas around. And I don't wanna have to be worried about trying to hit the hard 40 on top of that and trying to balance like the dog and Chip's schedule and everything else. So I'm just thinking if they do offer leaves, that might be like the smartest choice for me to take one, so that way I don't have to worry about it. But I'll still be like vlogging and stuff that whole time. Like I'm not gonna take time off from you guys. And in fact, quite the opposite. I don't know if y'all have noticed, but I've been trying to do more content, trying to do like 2 videos a week. I started doing haul videos again, which I've been loving. I've been very honest that since the beginning of my channel, those were the videos that I love to make. Those are my favorite videos. I love shopping. I'm a dilly daller, I'm a shopper at heart, and I love sharing all my favorites with y'all. And y'all love them too, because those were actually the videos that made my channel take off, which is funny. But I'm still obviously doing travel content and everything else. I'm just trying to add more. I'm not subtracting anything, we're just adding. So I'm trying to do 1 to 2 long form videos per week, and I'm backed up on the reels. I got lots of reels to be editing for y'all that I need to catch up on, like lots of them. So I think this is a good place to close it out, but hopefully you didn't mind just a little chatty hangout day today. But anyways, if you did like this video and you want more videos like this, if you wouldn't mind giving it a big old thumbs up and pressing that subscribe button, and I will see you next time. Bye.